This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3 times sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. How you feeling today? Do y'all know what it is? Think about it really hard. Think about my camel friend. It's hump day, baby. Oh, yeah. You know what? I do have to admit this. I got to reach back out to Peter. We got to get this thing started. I know Grizzly season hasn't started. I don't know if Gabe has done this. But do you know during Grizzly season, we give people a little afternoon Peter? Oh, yes, we do. And it's coming up. So don't worry. Not only in the middle of the Grizzly season are you going to get Hardwood at 2:30, but on hump day, you're also going to get a little bit of Peter in the afternoon. Tell me that's not going to feel good.
Little afternoon Peter.
Man, what a day.
I like it, man.
It's going to be awesome. But we have a very, 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 at least I think, a special show. I'm excited about it. I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. Today we are doing rankings. Today we are doing all kinds of BS. Yesterday we ranked wide receivers, okay? I told y'all yesterday my top, and it's been very hard. Actually, since yesterday, you want to know what? Had a very interesting conversation with somebody who does this for a living. You know who I'm probably talking about. They'll join the program later on as our fantasy expert. But he said he loves my Davante Adams pick. He said he actually would put him ahead as number 1 over DeAndre Hopkins. And I said, damn. And he said, I realistically believe that this is his year at 26 to take that step. And he says the one thing, and you know how I mentioned DeAndre doesn't get a lot of separation? He doesn't. He never has. But he has the best hands you could basically say in the game. I mean, everybody talks about OBJ making that one-handed catch. Dude, he makes one-handed catches constantly. No, he didn't make one falling backwards, like, miraculously.
My favorite DeAndre Hopkins catch is one that didn't even count. Remember the one last year
they caught out of bounds? Yeah, he put between his legs. I'm just saying this guy is so good. But I do have to admit, what he was saying was that there are 3 actually good wide receivers in Houston. He said there's going to be, and he says Deshaun Watson might not throw those balls in such a tight window if he has a guy who has a bigger window. He says, of course, Hopkins is going to catch a lot of balls. Of course, he's going to be one of the top 5 receivers. And he wasn't saying that my pick was wrong. I'm not sitting there saying that to you people either. What he was just saying, as scared as I was to put Davante Adams number 2, he said I should have pulled it out and put him number 1. And I was like, damn.
I wouldn't agree with that. But here's the thing about Davante Adams. We talked about it yesterday. There is no one else on that team that Aaron Rodgers can throw to.
He says he's going to catch 130 balls and catch 15 touchdowns.
What did he catch,
passes.
110
he had
last
He had
year?
111. He had, I think, what was it, tied for second, 12 touchdown passes, I believe. I need to pull it up, actually.
He's ridiculous in the red zone.
He was the second highest wide receiver. I mean, people don't even realize this. I didn't realize this. He was the second highest scoring wide receiver last year. Like, holy bleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude was balling, shot calling. How many people thought about that? Not very many. By the way, though, do you also know what he gave me love for? And by the way, y'all do know this is Johnny Radio. Did I introduce myself? Y'all know it's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know who Gabe Kuhn is. This guy's the baller, the shot caller, and we are so excited because we're blessed. We get to talk with John Luke McCord today. I have a Hardenwood that I think is going to be out of control. At 2 o'clock, me and my man are going to rank quarterbacks. We love doing stuff like that. And then like I said, 2:30, Hardenwood is going to be just absolutely bananas. We got live baseball going on. The Yankees in Baltimore are playing right now. Yankees are up 4-2. Boston's beating Cleveland 2-1. All kinds of stuff going on. And we are going to talk about it. We're not just going to rank quarterbacks. Because of today, and because of my age, and because of the reality of the world today, and I don't want this to sound sexist in any way. So if you take this the wrong way, you know what? Shame on you. That's your problem. This ain't my problem. But, man, I'm going to tell you one thing. You go back and look at heck, I could think of my grandmother, man. When she was like 46 years old, she looked like a grandmother, dude. She had like like the beehive and the glasses, and they just dressed you that way or something. I don't know if she was literally 45, probably maybe 60 or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Grandma dressed like grandma. Do you know who's 53 today?
This blew my mind when you told me, man.
Halle Berry.
Oh.
Do you know who's over 60? Or just turned 60? I got to look this up to make sure I'm not crazy, because this guy who told me, I do need to double check it. So I'm right now Googling it as we speak. Yep, he was 100%. Holy cow, he was to the day right. February 2nd, 1954. Christy Brinkley is 65 years old. Did you see her in the like when Tom okay, I just want you to think about this. We have Christmas Vacation, Summer Vacation. We have all those vacations with Beverly D. But you know the one that I'm talking about, where she's in I think she's in a Ferrari driving by. He's like daydreaming, or this is really happening. He's like waving at her and stuff. Almost has the wreck. You know what I'm talking about? And Christy Brinkley was driving the Ferrari. And then they ended up at the hotel and she's in the pool. Like, okay, is this my dream or is this like a movie? No, the way Gabe's looking at me. 67129. Make sure I'm not crazy. 67129. I want to make sure I'm telling Gabe the truth, because Gabe's looking at me like, I didn't realize you've never seen this, have you?
Well, which movie?
Summer Vacation.
I've seen Vegas. I've seen Christmas Vacation. Those two. Which I do like both.
Well,
do
they're both
enjoy.
very good.
Yes.
And I do have to admit it. But anyway, the point of this, and all I'm trying to get at is, people today are doing an unbelievable job of staying young. When Jennifer Aniston hit 40 and did like a nude thing, like to show that she's still a beautiful, vibrant 40-year-old woman. When Christy Brinkley at 65, I'm not joking with you, Gabe. And I don't care if she was rich. If Christy Brinkley was poor as could be, and she walked in here and I didn't know who she was, and she just said, "Hey, hon, what you doing?" I'd be like, what are we doing tonight, babe? What I'm saying is, she is a beautiful woman, and it doesn't matter about age. Halle Berry being 53. How are these ladies doing it is basically what I'm trying to get at. Like, what happened? Like, did they find the fountain of youth? Are they drinking
the procedures
something?
nowadays? You're talking about modern day procedures, medical sort of things, plastic surgery.
I don't
There's
know.
a lot
Christy
of things you
said
can do, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And I'm not saying that they did it, but I would say a few of them did.
Man, you're probably right. I've seen a lot of people do it and look absolutely like a nightmare after they've done some things like that. But anyway, the only thing I wanted to say was happy birthday, Halle Berry. Ladies, you're beautiful. And the simple fact that I can sit there and say that Christy Brinkley is 65, Halle Berry is 53. And by the way, the reason I bring this up is Magic Johnson is 60 today. She's 5 years over Magic. She's 5 years older than Magic Johnson, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, am I on drugs?
No. But how did you not bring up Jennifer Aniston in all this?
I think I did. I didn't.
No, you didn't say her name. She's 50. She's just at that mark, though.
Oh, I think you see. I just proved that you don't listen that well. I did bring up, I think, Jennifer and her 40-year-old back then when she did that spread.
Maybe I don't listen then. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. I thought I did. I think I listen pretty well.
No, you're good, dude. I'm really not complaining. I love you. Gabe. You're great. But anyway, Magic Johnson is 60 years old today. This is a man who is, great basketball player who's made it. This is a guy who came up in an era. And the thing that's also, and I'm bringing this stuff up because I am going a little nostalgic on it. On like today, I'm having a little moment of nostalgia. We have this whole situation where we have baseball. They're going to play next year in the field. I mean, you heard about the Field of Dreams game, right? You have, I look around and, Magic is 60 years old. Fantasy baseball, the way it's taking off, and the whole Matthew Berry in the last few years. And I see the way the times are changing, but then I also see how, like, the past, it's never actually left us. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. We're going to talk about, and I know this is a very roundabout way of getting to this, but I want to talk about why, like when I talk about with quarterbacks at 2:00 with Gabe, why Joe Montana and Bill Walsh were so important for each other. Why it is that a guy like Jeff George couldn't be successful even though he probably was one of the best arms. I mean, Brett Favre, Jeff George, you can go John Elway. There's certain guys who had certain, like, cannons. Joe Montana never had a cannon, but you know what? He was sure successful, wasn't he? By the way, in college, you can go to the college game. Danny Warfel couldn't throw a ball to break a dead gum piece of glass, I swear to you. But he could throw to a spot. He understood the defense. And they had the best wide receivers, and they would get open, and he could read it, and he knew what Steve Spurrier wanted. So, again, when you mix the right mind with the right coach, it's amazing what you can actually get. So I want you people, as Tate Martellity didn't show up to practice in Miami and shows his you-know-what, who is the coach right now? And who's the player that might, be real. Be real. Let's be real. What happened at Washington State last year? Mr. Minshew, do you remember that? Do you know that he was going to be the third-string quarterback at Alabama? Gunner was going to back up Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa because he was getting ready to coach. He was moving on with his next life. But he gets a phone call from Mike Leach, and he says, hey, you got a year in you. Why don't you come play quarterback for me, and let's see if you can get out there in the NFL. And what does he go out there and do in Washington State? But set records and break it. Yes, this guy's going to be a coach. Yes, this guy's getting his shot. Yes, this guy he's a college football legend, especially in the Northwest. So basically what in a very roundabout, weird way I'm trying to get at is nobody did it on their own. Dak needs to say this whole money issue. Zeke and Dak and Amari, 3 dudes who need each other. And you're going to sit there and say, John, you're going to let this billionaire loser Jerry Jones off the hook. There you go, John. No. They collectively bargained, agree that, like, this is the CBA's fault. There's only certain amount of money you can get. You can only, like I said, if you're not robbing Jerry Jones if you get more money. Antonio Brown, because he got paid more, didn't get more of the Raiders' money. He just got more of his team's money. Everybody's spending basically the same damn thing. So that's what I'm trying to say. Dak, Zeke, and Amari need to realize, hey, we really want to be that next level. We need each other. Yes, sometimes it is coach and quarterback and Bill Walsh and Joe Montana. Sometimes it is those perfect situations. Like these guys come together and they make magic. And let's just be real. I'm going back to Bill Walsh and Joe Montana to give you a reference point that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are not the first to ever do this. This has been done before. You know, great players and great coaches find out how to bring the best out of each other, and they get a team to actually believe in them, and they build that stuff around them, and everybody goes in the same damn direction. And you know what? You have unity. And again, that's why I think coaches are so undervalued in today's society, and especially with media members and athletes who are put on this pedestal. They deserve to get a lot of the love. They deserve probably less of the hate. But let's be real. They are nothing without their teammates, and they're nothing without their coach, just as their coach is nothing without them. This is a symbiotic relationship, and this is what I've always said. People need each other, and the faster people realize that they can benefit better when you have more people working towards the same goal, the better we're going to be as a society. The better your football team's going to be that you're rooting for. The better my radio show is going to be with my good buddy Gabe Kuhn over here. If I didn't think he didn't do anything and I was the all-important person, oh, it's my show. It's Johnny Radio's happy hour. No, dude, Gabe Kuhn, he does just as much a part of this show, if not more than I do. I mean, I love that guy, and he works his butt off. And I give him the respect. Hopefully he knows that I give him the respect. But what I'm just trying to say is that's what this world is supposed to be about. And that's what team is. It's not a me game. It's a we game. It's a game from the ownership to the coaches to the players to the special teams. And it takes everybody. And then when it gets even dirtier is when you go into college and you have a booster situation. You have players who aren't getting paid. You have coaches who are getting paid bank. Talk about trust. That is trust is even more important in the college game than any other sport, I think. So basically what I'm saying is we can never, ever, ever sit there and put too much on one player, too much on one coach. And if we could all realize that the best teams we've ever seen, what they have in common? They had a great coach. They had great leadership. And they had a team that believed in them, and they all worked towards one common goal. And I'm telling you right now, the Memphis Tigers, who are playing in the Bahamas, they have the number one recruiting class in the country. If Penny is as good as everybody is sitting there saying he is, and he's as great a coach as I believe he is, then he will get. And I know this Precious Achiuwa situation is such BS with the visa. I understand James isn't playing, but there are still so many talented players left on this team. And when they come back, they still have so much to do. But it is, honestly, a lot of people are going to sit there, and especially in the college game, they give maybe too much credit to the coaches and not enough to the players. But in this situation, he's got to be a shrink, a father, a therapist, a basketball coach. He's got to do it all. And if this team goes in a long, long, far, far great direction and where everybody wants it to go, it's also going to mean that the fans here and the media and the people here have supported these young fellas. There is so much that goes in to make a championship and a winner. People forget. It is never one person.
And you talk about sort of the sacrifice. Like, there's so much. Like, when you look at Tom Brady, this is a guy who's never asked for the money that Dak just denied.
And
Dak
that's what I'm saying. That's
for
why I'm bringing
$30
up Dak, Zeke,
and then
and
when you look at Tom Brady, he makes $23 million a year. He doesn't make near what
but
the
it's
guys.
not even that. He's 42, so we can sit there and say that. This is what's more important, Gabe. Go back to when he was the best player in the league at that time. Was he ever the highest paid player in the league? No. That's where people have to realize he always looked at the percentage. And you know what he said? I want a great left tackle or a better left guard or a good center, or I want a wide receiver, or I want a great linebacker. I'll take a little bit less so we can win, because guess what? I make more money that way.
Well, we're in a society now where I don't know if winning is at the top of some of these guys' plate, man. Why would AB go to Oakland for so much money if he was worried about winning? So that's exactly my point. We're at a point in sports where there is about a 50-50 split on guys who actually want to win and sacrifice for a team, and 50% who actually just want the money and want to continue playing.
And this is a fact, Jack. I think Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I think Mike Tomlin was put in a situation, and I don't know who to blame. And maybe it is Mike Tomlin that you blame. But all I know is the Steelers have won Super Bowls with less talented teams. They had an offensive line that was all world. They had the best offense I've ever seen, possibly. And they could never figure out how to get it done because the Kaepernick issue happened. And then you had Alejandro, the guy who was, the vet. And then he came out. And that whole turned into a situation. And then another situation that went crazy and popped off in the locker room. Antonio Brown videotaping right when Mike Tomlin is telling them to stop videotaping and putting this stuff on social media. It's like literally anything that could have ever gone wrong, they did everything almost to undercut him as the coach of that team.
And it cracks me up when people talk about the NFL and they talk about, well, why don't people just copy the Patriots and what they do? Because you can't. Because you have guys on the Patriots who are unselfish. You have Tom Brady taking less money than half of the quarterbacks in the league. And he has won 6 championships because of it.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. And I do bring it up, and I'm going to take a break because I got to get over to my good buddy John Luke McCord's joining us. We're going to talk college football. I'm switching gears. I got quarterback rankings. I got hardwood because it feels so good. I got picks. I got stuff to talk about. It's going to make you freak out. And plus, I'm being dead serious. Y'all can laugh at me all you want. 67129, 67129. This is not mean. This isn't rude. This isn't sexist. I'm sorry if you think it is. You're missing the point. What I'm trying to say is we are now in a new world where the new 30 is like 50. The new 50 is like 70. Like my girl, that's Joe that I hang out with, my friend. Like she's always playing poker and doing all of her stuff. She's a 70-year-old. Oh God, I'm gonna get beat for saying that. She is a 50-year-old woman. Who is living her life and doing what she wants. But what I'm trying to say is there are so many also just beautiful women out there who are doing their own thing. And I just want y'all to send women over 40 years old that you just can't believe are over 40. Because when I saw Halle Berry was 53, I almost fell over. When I saw the fact that Christy Brinkley is 65, I could not believe that she could be like, she literally could be my mom, and that messes me up. I mean, this is all crazy. And basically, I'm not trying to be just a dirty old man. The reason I bring that up is because Magic Johnson is 60 years old today as well. Heck, Doc Holliday would have been 168 today. Remember him? What I'm saying is that back in the day, it seemed like men aged more gracefully. Has that switched? Has it switched, Gabe?
Well, I guess I wasn't back, I'm
you're
a new
young,
age
you're
guy.
a
I'm a
younger.
young guy, man.
See, back in the day, dude, it was like the older dudes dated the younger women, and now I think everything is switched. Like, women are much more beautiful than men, and
Yeah.
they've finally realized it. And they know their power, and they're like, you know what? Hey, 50-year-old man, have a good time. Hey, 25-year-old, what's up? And I'm gorgeous. And you know what? You definitely are. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but whatever y'all do, don't you stop listening. We're coming back to talk some college football. I cannot wait. John Luke McCord's coming up next. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. We're going to talk about Hard Knocks and how disappointing it's been. The Braves and Ronald Acuna. We have so much to get into. Don't you think about touching that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Dreaming of the coast? Wake up and run to Crab King Seafood. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, there's a Crab King's near you. Visit the Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or the East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Top Memphis Food Reviews recently picked Crab King's as a winner in their top 10 category for 2019. Now you know what the King stands for in Crab King's. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab King's is #1. So don't dream of good seafood. Make the right choice the first time and every time. Make it Crab King's. Come and devour tasty snow crabs, king crabs, shrimp, salmon, catfish, calamari, and more. Enjoy Memphis's best tasting pasta with your choice of toppings. Visit the Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or the East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab King's is open Tuesday to Sunday. Enjoy 50% off lunch portions and dollar fountain drinks and hang out with Crab King's for Friday night parties from 8 to 10. For more information, Google Crab King's Memphis or download the app for a free drink with every order. Crab King's, always a Memphis favorite.
This is what Flo from Progressive sounds like in one of our commercials. You may have seen one there on TV occasionally.
And speaking of motorcycle insurance rates, did you know that our basic motorcycle policies start at just $75 a year? And speaking of insurance, I just love
And this is how that same commercial sounds on your motorcycle. Yep, everything's better on a bike. Progressive keeps you on yours. Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate. But you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume. Like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday at 5 right here on Sports 66, 96.1, and 87.7. Drew, who do we got in the studio with us this week?
This week on the Blue and Gray Show, joining John in studio is Sports 56's very own and former Memphis lineman Gabe Kuhn. The president of the U of M, David Rudd, will be calling in along with some other surprise callers.
Thanks, Drew. We'll be here Sunday on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. The Blue and Gray Show, where we talk Tigers with Tigers.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What's up? I hope y'all are doing a happy hump day like I am. It is a beautiful Wednesday, people. Y'all know what that means? That means football season's getting really close. Hard Knocks is, it was on last night. And let's just say, I feel like that woman after 2 minutes who was just so disappointed. And I'm talking about after she got her oysters and they were just horrible. But y'all know what I'm saying. Hard Knocks, are you kidding me? What are you doing? This is like Richie Incognito, Perfect. You got trying to think some of the crazy Cars, the way he is. John Abram. You got Jonathan Abram. You got John Gruden, Chucky.
Is Derek Carr not the most robotic person?
Again, I thought this was
ever?
actually going to be good for television because I thought he would come off extremely nerdy and people would be laughing. So I thought it would be funny, And like AB would be like cutting up with him, and like John Gruden would be like, "Yo, dude, you need to like chill out and relax, man."
I mean, you know what I think the biggest issue is? There's no like problem and salute. Like usually you have a guy who's sort of borderline about to make the roster, and they haven't really introduced.
Well, they just cut
yet.
the first one. What was it, Ronald Curry?
Well, Ronald Ollie.
Yeah. Ollie. I can't even remember his name. It was so bad.
The Last Chance U guy.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Last Chance U, by the way, do you know what's crazy? He was a beast in Last Chance U. What happened?
Well, he was always even in Last Chance U, he wouldn't show up on time.
You're right.
And he wouldn't go where he was supposed to be. So it's not surprising.
Attitude. That's one thing about the NFL.
Look, I'll be damned if I ever got a shot like he did and wasted it. Like, come on, man. You have a shot to make a minimum of $450,000
and act like a punk. Let's be real. Straight up
It's
punk.
sad. It's sad.
Didn't try, didn't want to work, rode the bike over there. You know what? You put your shoes on, you put your helmet on, you go out there and you bust your butt. By the way, what is it that I always said?
Man, I tried to go for this whole route, man, and I wish I would have got the opportunity he did. Are you
You're
kidding
exactly
me?
right. But can I tell you something?
Crazy.
This has been said forever, since the beginning of time. What do coaches always say? I'd rather say whoa than giddy up. And the biggest problem with him, he didn't have a giddy up. You never said whoa to him, did you? Hell, you couldn't get him on the field, man. Oh, man.
He didn't last but 20 minutes on that show.
I could talk about stuff like this all day long, all day strong. But I can tell you one thing. I'm fired up, and I got something great. John Luke, I'm about to freak out. I know this. I hope y'all know that every single hump day, and hump day is one of my favorite days of the week. Everybody should love hump day, shouldn't they? By the way, on hump day, I'm going to have a little afternoon Peter along with Hardwood. Think about how good that's going to be, John Luke. It's going to get really, really crazy during basketball season. Talk about putting it in the hole. We're putting it in the hole, homie, from three-point land, dunking, slamming. I'm scoring. I can't wait. John Luke, what's up?
What's up, my man? Man, good to be on this Wednesday.
Dude, doesn't it feel good this Wednesday?
It feels great, man.
Does
it feels really good. It's actually cooled off a little in Mississippi,
really?
so it feels a lot better.
Okay. So you're
here.
actually talking. See, you're talking temperature and heat. Do you know why I feel so good this Wednesday? I realized that
Tell me.
next Wednesday will be the last Wednesday before I actually have seen football. I mean, we got we got this Saturday to get through. We got baseball. I'm good. Don't worry. But do you realize that next week we got football? Like literally, we got Miami and Florida kicking things off. I'm going to go banana sandwiches. And I got to ask you straight up right now, first and foremost. By the way, people, if y'all don't realize who I'm talking to by now, I'm going to be very, very upset. I've been doing this for a long time. I feel very blessed to talk with John Luke every Wednesday. I hope you never disappear on me, John Luke. Don't you get too big for me, okay?
I'm not ghosting happy hour with Johnny Radio.
Love you, dog, because I know that this man is going to, he's going places. I can promise you that. He is seriously one of the best people out there in the business. JL Grinding, check him out, please. It's just, dude's got mad skills, but I do need to know. And plus, by the way, when you listen to him talk on Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, you know he knows his football. But I got to talk about this right now. You got Florida and Miami that are kicking things off. Everybody's fired up like nobody's business. Like, I am excited, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the bleep just happened? Tate was my guy. But then he loses his job. So I'm like, okay, well, then they got somebody better. Tate will be backing up. This is going to be a good game. Florida, Miami. I'm fired up. And then Tate doesn't show up to practice. What is wrong with this young man?
I mean, dude, I think if anything about Tate Martell's brief history sort of being in the landscape of college football, this is total Tate right now, I would have to say.
This is trashy, and I feel
Tate
bad
move.
for taking up for him. I feel like a loser for taking
He's
up for
leaving
him.
again. He's going to transfer again.
So now where's he going to go to? JUCO? Is he going to be
Well,
on
I would
Last
say he
Chance
needs
U
to
because they're on
graduate.
TV?
I don't know. I think he's got to stick it out. I don't know whether it be on the football team or whatnot. I think he needs to graduate from Miami. Then that sort of opens him up with transfer possibilities, sort of where he wants to go, no penalty as a grad. But other than that, I mean, I think it was sort of expected he would leave once he wasn't named the starter in that job. I mean, I think Jaron Williams is certainly a pretty solid recruit, but I think the least of the three going into that race, sort of the surprise coming out that he won that. I've said before that I like Florida in that game. I'm really confident in Florida in that game now at this point.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with him, but I'm absolutely 100% worried, and I usually don't talk about this. Is Clemson literally so simply going to walk to the championship that there is like go ahead and put them in? Is there anybody in the ACC? I know we talk SEC football all the time, but dadgummit, let's just be real. Is there anybody outside of Clemson in the ACC that you think is worth a damn?
It's tough. It's tough. You look around, and I think that there are more teams that in your mind you want to will them into contention, especially in the hopeful season. This is the
I want to
preseason,
will
also known as
Justin
the hope
Fuente,
season.
but I can't tell you right
that's
now.
one of them.
That's the one also, though, that I think's overrated.
The long sigh said it all with John Luke right there.
Listen, Virginia Tech does not have talent at the quarterback spot enough to. And listen, I know there was sort of an awkwardly good performance in the bowl game last year from those guys, from the backup that came in. But look, there's not enough talent at the quarterback spot, even for a guy like Justin Fuente, who, like Dan Mullen, is typically going to get more out of that guy at that spot. I don't think they've got enough at quarterback, Virginia Tech, to do enough. And hopefully they can find something there with Bud Elliott's recent announcement.
His departure.
The defense coordinator.
Yeah, by the way, did you think Bud was going to, die before he would ever leave Virginia Tech? Because I sure did.
I mean, I at least thought we were going to get the carrying moment like we did with the old ball coach. You know? I mean, with the Coach Beamer. I
Is
thought
he going to
carry off. Maybe we still will.
That whole thing, by the
Bud
way,
Foster, I should
do
say.
you know how that ended by any chance? Because that's been one of those kind of very under the rug type situations. Like, why is it that Bud is not there?
That beats me. I don't have a close eye on that
I knew you weren't going to say it.
Yeah,
but certainly
not my lane. Right
Nobody wants to go in that lane, do they?
But certainly that's Coach Fuente, Justin Fuente, is who recruited me to Memphis, man.
Yep.
So I feel strongly about him. But I'll tell you one thing about him is when he has a defensive coordinator, he's solid. He had Odom here at Memphis, and then once he had to replace it, it was concerning. It never really ended up where he wanted it. And with Virginia Tech, man, I'm so curious if they're going to be able to, continue being a top 25 team year in, year out. Because without Bud Foster, that was one of his big things going in, is that he needed Bud Foster.
Sadly, I'm going to say this right now, and John, I'm going to give it to you. I am looking at the ACC and thinking to myself that Dabo has destroyed it in such a way. He pimp slapped Florida State. It wasn't just him. I mean, Bobby Bowden leaving, them making a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, Dabo comes in, gets the national championship, but with what they did with Jameis Winston and what they put up with, the way they lost, and now they bring in basically Josh Pastner Jr. is what I like to call him. And he... let's just be real. Hey, thanks for the job. I'm going to donate $1 million of my salary back to my school because I know I suck. Let's just be real, Willie. So I call him the Josh Pastner.
Shade. A lot of shade.
Straight. Hey, dude, I'm sorry, dude. This was Florida State at one point, and now they're Florida joke. Worst team in Florida right now is not the Bulls. It's the Seminoles. Think about that, man. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to the Miami-Florida game because August 24th is realistically approaching soon. Is this a game where Dan Mullen is just going to put an you-know-what whipping on Florida? Or am I missing something?
I don't think so. And listen, it is game one for everybody, in week 0 and week 1 coming up the week following. But so I would say that let's caution. I mean, I think that there's a good possibility we see a good half from this Florida team and maybe a not so good half. And your guess is as good as mine on whether that's the first or second half either way. And so I think that it's going to be hard for them to separate too much. I think that Miami's going to have enough and a turnover here and there. But look, I've said before, I felt comfortable that Florida could win this game by 7 or more. I stretched more into that zone of 10 to 13 or more. I feel good that Florida can go in and win this game. But obviously, if they were to win at 31-13, if they were to win at 34-10, something like that, I wouldn't be all that surprised either. So I want to see how that Florida defense comes out because, again, we are talking about a guy in Jared Williams that, though he's a surprise and we don't know much about him, he did win that job, and he's the guy they feel good about.
Yeah, interesting point is...
I think they could score, so they'll test the Florida defense, but the Florida receiving core I have high hopes for, and how do those guys look in week 1?
Well, what about that defense this year with Florida?
Well, look, I really liked the guys in the front last year, and a few of those guys are gone. So
that's why I was wondering.
Is gone from that group, and he was the alpha, in my opinion. Yeah. So, and again, on the offensive line, it's a similar equation. You're losing. I'm losing his name right now, but you lose a second rounder there, and a guy that was sort of the leader of that unit last year.
Oh, you're talking about the big the lineman that got drafted last year?
Absolutely. I can see him right now, 65.
I know exactly who you're talking about, too. Gabe Kuhn, you should know. Just kidding.
But either way, and so there are things to work out for Florida. I think they're going to be good. They've had some injuries in the secondary, but at linebacker and secondary, Dan Mullen's done a good job of inheriting strong groups and continuing to replenish those covers there.
So we're talking about Florida, and this relates to the SEC East, and I cannot get a grip on the SEC East. Besides, outside of Georgia, you think about Florida. Do you think they're a clear number 2, or are we looking at Tennessee? Where are we looking outside of Georgia in the SEC East?
Well, look, I would look to probably South Carolina too, but I do think the more we see, or the further I go, the closer we get to the season, I should say, the more I like Florida as sort of in its own tier right there, number 2. Certainly, I think they're a strong stiff arm away from Georgia. That roster's too good. They've got a lot of things figured out that Florida doesn't. They're more established under Smart as well. But you look at that third tier, and while I think
all right, real quick, I'm interrupting you.
Off,
I need you to answer this. This is where I want you to go, and I want you to stay focused because I'm running out of time. I want you to know, South Carolina and Jake Bentley, is this the year that they're going to do it, or is this never, ever going to happen? Can Kelly Bryant and Barry Odom turn Missouri into something that maybe that nobody ever saw? But you know what? Nobody ever saw Missouri coming over here and win the SEC East when they first came in the, 2 years in a row? I think they won it. I mean, like, come on. Nobody saw that. So could this be a year with
South
them?
Carolina, if that answers it.
Okay, and then the other thing is I got Tennessee fans that think Jared Guarantano is the greatest thing in sliced breads, and they said right now, I have a friend of mine who has told me that the best wide receiving core in the Southeastern Conference is with Tennessee. And I did say, was that a good bong rip? And he was like, yeah, man. But he believes it. So, no, you really didn't take a bong rip. That was kind of just being funny. But what I'm trying to say is those three, basically, those are the 3 teams I want you to really talk about before I have to say goodbye to my good buddy.
Listen, I like South Carolina. I think Jake Bentley's a guy that is going to take an even bigger step. He's a guy that's won close games. He's won high-scoring games. I think the way that Will Muschamp wants to set up that offense, they're going to be physical in the run game too. I think with a junior receiver in Brian Edwards and a really scrappy, fast defense, I like South Carolina, but I like them third in the East. I do like them better than Missouri. But Missouri's right there. And look, I think Missouri's all right, even if they have an injury at quarterback. They've got a guy, Lindsey Scott Jr., that was from East Mississippi Community College, who's also going to be a pretty good quarterback, I thought, there at Missouri before Kelly Bryant stepped in and took that job. So Missouri, I think, comfortably at 4. And then, look, Tennessee, my question about them, I like Jared Guarantano too. But is he good? Are they good enough to win the line of scrimmage week after week in the SEC?
See, you're
in Missouri also, I get curious because when you have teams that have that bowl ban, is there going to be that extra sort of oomph with how they play? Are they going to be able to win some SEC games?
I think Kelly Bryant gives them that.
Yeah, but
I do.
That's a good point.
But that is a great damn point because he's Gabe Kuhn and he knows everything about football because he played it and he just got it on the field.
I think Bryant's a good point too because it's his last year. You know, he obviously wants to make an impression, and does that permeate through that roster?
Mm-hmm. By the way, for Tennessee, they lost their most experienced defensive lineman, and then they the young man Niehaus, he because of injuries had to basically just retire.
And by the way, that Florida lineman we were thinking of is Jawan Taylor.
Thank you.
There we go.
So much. That was about to make me go damn crazy. Now I can't believe I forgot his name. That makes I feel like an idiot. But that's life.
Hey,
now go ahead.
The SEC. One theory I had from earlier. The SEC had to respond to Alabama and Nick Saban's dominance. They did that by hiring better coaches across the board. I think Justin Fuente is certainly a guy that can make Virginia Tech relevant in that conference. But maybe that's time for the ACC to upgrade sort of across the board in that area. I know Manny Diaz is new at Miami, but that's something to think about when we think about Clemson and the domination of the ACC.
But anyway, here's the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to say goodbye. JL, do me a favor. Tell them where you write, where to read all your stuff, what you're working on, and plug yourself away. But before you plug yourself away, I do want to remind all the folks out there, I love Florida -7 against Miami, and I'm going to remind you this. Last year's University of Miami team, they lost to Wisconsin 35-3. While last year's Florida team, which I actually think under this year under Dan Mullen, a second year, I would think they would be better than they were last year. They only beat Michigan, 41-15, and they beat Florida State 41-14. And Florida State was not going to score without some BS at the very end on their fourth string defense. So basically, I think Florida I literally think they win by 28 points.
There you go.
All right, now
I'm
plug
not sure
away
it's
and
that
say
much,
goodbye and how much
yes.
you love me.
Absolutely love the show. Thanks for letting me come on every Wednesdays, 1:30. CFB Hourglass, at CFB Hourglass on Facebook, at CFB Hourglass on Twitter, CFBHourglass.com. We got our weekly picks for college football coming up. We get you those early in the week, so that's why you won't hear me give away the picks and lines and stuff that I like that on the show, because I want you to come to CFB Hourglass, subscribe to those for a very low price.
And it's such a fair price,
season.
by the way, and you win money, and that's the most important part, right, JL?
That's right. We're going to make you some money every single week. You can look at some of the numbers on the site and see what we did for some of our guys that subscribed last year to the pick, CFBHourglass.com.
John Luke, you're one of my favorite people on the planet Earth to talk to. I know I'm glad I found you when you were young. You're growing into a man, and I can't wait to see where you eventually when you shoot off into the world. Don't go to Mars, okay? Stay on Earth, all right?
Absolutely.
All right, brother, man.
No
I'll
doubt.
talk to
All
you
right,
next
thank
week.
You guys, man. Y'all have a good one.
Later, pimp. That's my man, John Luke McCord. Nobody does it better. He knows college football like I know the back of my hand. By the way, I don't know much more like the back of my hand, but I do know a lot about the back of my hand. I
have a couple more freckles than I thought on the back of my hand.
I always think to myself,
why do they use that? Because I'm not I don't know.
I should have been a hand
term's
model.
kind of weird, though.
Hand model?
Because do you know the back of your hand better than anything else?
Actually, no, I know.
Why do they
something
use
else
that
better.
term?
I don't know. Well,
weird.
because I don't think they can say. I don't think I can say that either. So you know what? We're gonna go to a break. We'll be right back on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stats. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Sandbar port side.
What?
Sandbar on port side.
What side?
Port side. The left.
Where?
Port side. The left. Port means left.
Got it. Left.
There's a reason they say curse like a sailor.
Just say left.
Many reasons. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you get your brand on one of these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Here we go.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you
we must die. He said, and that is he, the man out there at the First Bank text line at 67129. You can be the man and say a lot of things, and I'll read these on the air. Welcome back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. My man Gabe. We are chilling out. We were hanging out just now with John Luke McCord, talking everything college football. And just so y'all know, we were having also a lot of fun. Florida and Miami, the more we look at that ball game, the more, at least I keep thinking to myself, Florida's going to slap them like a bad habit.
But also, I'm curious, man, because Miami, them naming Jaron Williams the quarterback makes me wonder how good he actually is. He might be a stud. And a freshman?
Or he just might have gone against the guy who sucked.
Yeah, that's also distinctly possible.
You know, like, he had, like, you know, Tate was really good on, what is it, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
Awesome.
Like,
on 247 Sports. They
so
rated him a 5-star.
good.
All that. He's great on
like,
that.
oh, my goodness. He was so good at all that stuff. But every time people would talk about the young man playing football.
There's a lot of coaches that will talk to you about how some of these high school athletes get caught up in the recruiting part of the college game and don't actually want to play ball. And I think Tate Martell, unfortunately, might be one of those guys.
I would have to say I think you might be right, sir. Unfortunately, though, that's just life, and life is crazy. Now, Tate will not be playing. It's going to be interesting to see if he leaves or if he stays and tries to hold on. But what's interesting is we're talking quarterbacks. In the next segment, we are going to rank the top 10, not quarterbacks, dude. So the dude who says, I can't believe Tom Brady is not a top 10 fantasy quarterback. You don't know anything about sports. You are the worst radio host on planet Earth. Can you just save your text? Like, send it to yourself? Or actually, do me a favor.
Actually, play in
just
my...
Just punch yourself in the face.
No, play in my fantasy league so I can slap you.
Yeah. Play in my fantasy. That's exactly what we want. All you people who think I'm stupid at fantasy sports, play in my league. Just asking you. Come and play in my league. I'll sign up for all of them.
You got a text right here.
Put the money down.
Got a text right here at the top saying, Johnny, Tiger football is going to feel the pain.
He must be a Ole Miss fan, and he also must be a very delusional Ole Miss fan. But that's okay, man, because can I tell you something? We are the home of the Ole Miss Rebels, and I support Ole Miss, and I like Ole Miss. The problem is, on August 31st, that's the only week I will not be rooting for Ole Miss because I will be rooting for the Memphis Tigers where I went to school and played and had a great life and teach and graduated from there. And actually, guess what? Oh, I still work there. Amazingly, I'm still employed there, to be honest with you. But yes, I am. Funny thing is, though, that since you just mentioned that, Gabe, by the way, I did get a text today, and I want to show this to you. I can even show this to people on air. My contract was renewed. I'm back, people. I hope there weren't fine things that you needed to read in there. Let me think. Nope, you're good. But yeah, my contract, I'm back, baby. There it is. Say, John, your paperwork has been approved at last. They always get worried when they do my paperwork. I don't get that. It's weird. By the way, another guy came out. I can't say these words, but he said the Tigers are a bunch of wussy women. And that was very rude because that's sexist. And then another guy
say Tigers.
No. Another guy came back and said the Ole Miss Rebels are a bunch of the exact same. And then there's another guy that says Johnny Tiger football is going to feel the pain. You read that one. Another one says, this one's hilarious. I hold the station's producers accountable for everything that Johnny says. So all of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm very upset with you, Gabe.
That is crazy.
And Drew.
Holding me accountable for what you say is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Gabe and Drew do a fantastic job. Y'all should have y'all's own show. These guys are losers. Thanks a lot. I appreciate mine. I think they should have their own show too, man. Hey, well, actually, listen. No, they shouldn't because I need him, okay? I love him. But anyway, I'm just playing with all y'all. Do me a favor. Keep texting at 67129. We love talking with y'all. We love hearing what you think. We love your flattery. I love Gabe. If you like him better than me, that's cool. Tell him you like him better. If you like me better, don't worry. I like reading those to him too. But we are ranking. And by the way, one guy has been ranking and he says Elizabeth Hurley makes Christy Brinkley like almost booyah. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Are you looking for a high-quality, family-oriented country club experience? Then look no further than Windike Country Club. As a member, you have access to the men's and ladies and junior golf programs, the best par 3 in the Southeast, and 2 18-hole golf courses that you're going to absolutely love. Windike is also a great place for weddings and wedding receptions. Keep it in mind. For more details on how to become a member, call them today at 754-1888 or email membership@windike.com.
It's all about the fun, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
If you're an outdoorsman and love all things hunting and fishing, be sure to listen to Sports 56 Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. for Outdoors Today. Brought to you by the Gun Store, 6920 Winchester in Memphis. Outdoors Today is a 1-hour show hosted by veteran Mark Tobin and a group of respected outdoor-loving guests. Outdoors Today is dedicated to bringing outdoorsmen tips and techniques and tactics to help with your hunting and fishing in all seasons. Saturday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to ever win the World Series of Poker with a Scrabble board, Johnny Harden.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. I don't even know how to read the text, and I'm not going to, but I did read them, and I just want you to know, me and Gabe are looking at each other like, wow. Either my doctor just texted me or somebody knows a lot about me. By the way, I have a question for you. At what age do you get a colonoscopy? Is it just when the doctor tells you?
You're talking to a guy who's 24 right now, okay?
Bro,
So, like,
go
you
get
tell-
one, man. Let's
Dude,
like
should
I want
be
you to go
scared?
get
Is
one.
it-
Can I
is
tell you
it-
something? It's really bad. All right, time out.
Is this something I should be scared for?
Ixnay on the Hardwood A, Ixnay on the big board. We have to have a serious conversation. 67129 is the text line. You can reach us on, Facebook and Periscope, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff via just at Sports56 WHBQ. Am I talking a little country? You would be too if you had a a colonoscopy. By the way, if I had a hysterectomy, that'd mean I'm a woman, right? And I don't want that one either. But can I tell you a secret? When you're having something like that happen, don't talk to them. I don't want to talk to you. And I don't want to watch. I do not, under any circumstance, want to watch. Who wants to watch? By the way, Gabe, I got a question for you. If I could stick a camera in any of your orifices, any of them, your nose, your mouth, your ear, any of them, is this something that you would want to watch on television? Or would you rather watch Friends? Or, I just brought up Friends because we've been thinking about Jennifer Aniston and how old she is, and we've been celebrating older women today. But would you do this? Absolutely not. So my friend Rob, I guess he's had a colonoscopy. Rob, what's up, my brother?
Hey, Johnny.
How are you today?
I couldn't be better.
You're better than me, I know that.
Since it's about 20 degrees cooler today. But, and if you work outside, it makes a big difference.
Oh,
so anyway.
Rob, you are definitely doing better.
I thought you were already 50 years old.
Well, Rob, I'm 42. And
that's it?
Yup.
Oh. Well, you might think about it in about 10 years. They tell you 50.
Well, see, that's when they say you're supposed to have one. I had a little bit of scare and had some issues this year and had to go to the hospital, get some MRIs.
So, Rob, what you're saying is I have plenty of time before I'm 24.
So, Gabe,
I got some time. I'm good for a while.
At 24, you're not thinking about anything except beer and...
Well, that's all I thought about, too.
Football and
women.
Girls, I hope.
And changing the world with Johnny Radio.
If you can look, if you can stand the weight, your first colonoscopy might be as hysterical as mine, or actually, yeah.
So was yours funny? Can I ask you a question? Did they try to talk to you
while they're doing it?
Yeah.
No. They give you, at least they give you some sort of a happy.
See, they didn't. They asked me. They asked me if I wanted something, and I told them I had a radio station show, so I couldn't get that. So they gave me what they called a local or something like that would. Anyway, point is, I'm going way too deep in this. Speaking of going deep,
Anyway,
the doctor asked me if I wanted to watch. He goes, do you want to watch it on screen? I was like, no, dude.
Yeah, you can if you're in that Twilight thing.
No, I wasn't watching nothing, man. I was crying, and the guy kept asking me questions, and I'm not joking with you. I was praying that he would just shut up. I was like, stop talking. Like, please stop talking. This is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Well,
and he's like, so what do you do for a living? Not this, buddy.
Wait a minute. He's talking to you what you're doing for a living, and there's a tube in your butt?
Correct. I'm sitting here going, I've never felt so invaded in my life. And by the way, why is the nurse in there? Like, are they thinking he's going to rape me or something? Is this a new law? Like, what was she doing in there?
There's plenty of good reasons that there are two people in there.
I guess.
And we're not going to go. But, so, when they gave you that colonoscopy, then, you probably got the same treatment everybody else does. They inject you with a whole bunch of air.
Yeah, I know you fart. Oops.
Oh, he said it first.
You do, man. They're like, you're just like, well, it's hilarious.
I couldn't believe it. Like, Nurse Ratchet comes in after mine is over, and she goes, well, we can't leave until you pass gas.
High quality radio. High quality.
Can I just tell y'all something? This is not a joke, y'all. Like me and Rob are having a legitimate conversation.
Well,
and by the way, these people make tons of money, and they go to school to be a butt doctor. So
Well,
what do you do?
I'm telling you,
I study
there's
butt.
there's a lot of money in gas, I guess. So if you're in the same kind of outfit that most of them are, there's a bunch of closed curtains around a center console, right? Like little recovery rooms. And the first one I get into, she says, "Well, you got to pass gas," and then I hear like every room within 20 feet, I'm hearing some hellacious. And I'm going, well, I guess what's good for the goose is good for my butt. So
what's good for the goose is good for the gander, we've learned.
There
Hey, by the way,
you
Rob,
go.
every
Yeah,
man that lives to be 50 or, in my terms, 42 and has a scare is going to have the opportunity to have the great colonoscopy. But can I ask all doctors out there, I know you're probably bored. I know you might not talk to a lot of people. Please don't talk to your patients, because I'm going to tell you, as a person who talks for a living, I was so uncomfortable. And don't make eye contact with me. Be good out there, Rob. Peace. Now, you know what time it is, don't you? We're going to talk about young quarterbacks who have never had a colonoscopy. We're going to the big board.
It's the big, bad, colossal, huge, gigantic, explosive big board.
Now, I got to bring this out because I want everybody to know this. I'm not bringing that out. People chill. I am telling all of y'all that MemphisFarmers.com is the only place that I go. That's the only place you go. And that's the only place that any of my listeners are going to go from now on when they want what? Insurance, auto, home, life, business. Think about it. They got it. Chad Gatlin is my buddy. Chad Gatlin is my friend. And Chad Gatlin also has what? MemphisFarmers.com. And if you know what farmers are, then you know it's Farmers Insurance. You know that commercial where it has a little bald dude, like it'll show something crazy? Like, we are farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
He's like, we've seen it, we've covered it.
Yep, we've seen it, we've covered it. That's farmers. But you know what's so cool about this? Memphis Farmers and Chad Gatlin, you get all the protection of farmers, but you also get a local person here. So when you have a problem, you can actually talk to somebody who can be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. My buddy Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. Now, I got to tell you right now, this is the real deal Holyfield. And we starting from number 1. But I want to go back real quick with Gabe and say that I've changed 2 things. I can't believe Gabe's going to freak out. And you might see this happen a lot. But yesterday we went with our rankings. I got number 1 now, Devontae Adams. I got number 2, DeAndre Hopkins. I got number 3, Juju Smith-Schuster. Number 4, Michael Thomas. Number 5, OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. 6, Julio Jones. 7, I want to punch myself in the face, Tyreek Hill. 8, Keenan Allen. 9, Mike Evans. And, of course, number 10 is the most annoying person on planet Earth, Antonio Brown. Now, quarterbacks. Number 1 is so simple, it's not even funny, is it?
And I don't think anyone could debate otherwise with this one.
You can be from Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? You can be any fan in the whole wide world, whatever. Patrick Mahomes unequivocally is the top quarterback. And when I say it's not close, it's not close. Honestly, he's the only quarterback I'd take in the 3rd round. I wouldn't take another quarterback before the 6th round. You think I'm joking? Maybe 7th round. Now, 2nd quarterback. I can't believe when I do this, I know y'all are going to fall over because it's going to shock you. Aaron Rodgers. Damn, is it really hard? Come on. A lot of people want to sit there and they're trying to you know what? Do you know why it's hard? Because people are trying to tell me that Deshaun Watson, because of his running ability and because of DeAndre Johnson and that wide receiving core.
Well, I think after
defense.
number 1, though, with quarterbacks, it's pretty debatable all the way down.
It's debatable and stuff, but it's to me like this. If you're going to take an unproven player like Deshaun Watson over Aaron Rodgers, you're reaching, don't you think?
Deshaun has done well with his fantasy output and production, man. So I can't say that.
Has he ever had a year like one of the top 3 years of Aaron Rodgers?
No, but
Nope.
but fantasy wise, his running ability does do numbers for him.
No, I'm
Especially
not
when you
killing
get a
the guy.
running touchdown.
By the way, I'm not killing him because after Aaron Rodgers, I have Deshaun Watson. But basically, what I was trying to get at is that I am not going to. I was looking at Matthew Berry. He's one of the guys that's very, very popular. We've had 24 hours of fantasy. What was it? Was it 48 or 24?
24.
24 hours of fantasy football. People have been going crazy. I watched a lot of it. I'm not going to lie to you. But he was so high on Deshaun Watson, I thought that he got stoned before he went on air. I was like, dude, he's smoking some Granddaddy Perp or some really, really good.
But
like
then
Bubba
when you
Kush.
went back and looked at the numbers, when you looked at the fantasy points he's put out, you were like, okay,
Well,
he might
no.
have a point, right?
He hadn't. Okay, here's the problem that I had. This is where me and him disagree. Put it this way. Do you want to know where he has? Where is it? Let me pull it up. I'm pulling it up for you. Where is my little dog? You know what song is that I'm trying to think of? Y'all, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Patrick Mahomes was so far ahead, it's not even funny. But he had, put it this way, he had Deshaun Watson 48, okay? He had Aaron Rodgers 64. That's, to me, I got Aaron Rodgers before Deshaun Watson. Like, way before him. And now this is where people are laughing at me. I
have a question.
Go
With
ahead.
Aaron Rodgers, do you think his coaching change is going to help him or hurt him?
I don't think it matters because he's Aaron Rodgers and he just doesn't give a damn. Like, Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys who's basically, his family doesn't like him, his coaches don't like him, his teammates don't like him. When teammates leave him, they don't say good things about him. But you know what he does every year? He just beats you. So,
not so much last year.
Well, no. They stunk. Let's just be real. They weren't any good. But no. Since you're bringing this up, just kind of curious. I've given you my top 3. I'm just curious. Who's your top 3?
Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers in that order. I like Deshaun Watson. That's who I had last year, and I thought he did a really good job with running the ball, and that added so much to his output. I like him a lot in fantasy. Now, do I think, real life, is he going to make a long playoff run? Not necessarily, but I think in fantasy he's one of the better quarterbacks you can get.
So you have, say that one more time. Patrick Mahomes,
Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and then Aaron Rodgers.
So the only difference is me and you and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we flip-flopped.
All right, so you're not an idiot. Like, this is rude to say it, idiot. That's rude. That is so rude. You don't have Andrew Luck like Matthew Berry does in his top 4, do you?
I haven't really put down a list, but I would debate it. I think he's top 5. I mean, he's 4 or 5 to me.
Man, I've looked it over. I have you can laugh at me. I have him 15. I have Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. I think Lamar Jackson's going to do better than him. Oh, I'm just talking about fantasy. By the way, have you watched him?
Better than Andy Luck.
This team, this is an Andrew Luck. Have you not noticed the injury that this guy's talking about? Has Andrew Luck ever been healthy? I think this is what people keep forgetting. They just want to remember Andrew Luck is the number 1 pick. Oh, Andrew Luck. When has he ever lived up to BS? 1 good year. Congratulations. You ain't done jack since.
What has he had around him?
I'm not saying. Okay,
he threw for 39 TDs and 15 interceptions last year and 4,500 yards and got a team who had no business being in the playoffs.
All right, I have a question for you. Is he healthy?
He's got a little ankle issue.
A little ankle? It started out as a calf. No, it started out as a calf, and then it went to a high. No, then it went to a foot, and now it's a high ankle. So it's now been 3 different issues.
Well, okay. Barring injury, I think he's a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
All right, so again, this is all I wanted to ask you realistically, because you are a very, very intelligent player. I mean, you're a very, very intelligent man. He had 40 touchdowns in 2014, and then his second best year was last year. Outside that, 23, 23, and 15. Is that what you're gonna? That's what you're gonna put as number 4?
Based off production last year, what are you going to go off
So
of?
2 out of 5 years.
What are we going to go off of, though?
I
can't go off of everyone else's past.
Okay, here's where I'm going to just tell you. At least, like, I guess maybe I'm crazy.
What he did last year? No, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. I just think highly of Andrew Luck. I think he's a good player, and I think he'll do good in fantasy.
Wow. See, I think Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Njoku, and the fact that
I would arguably put Baker in front of him. Like I
Baker.
said, I would say 4 or 5.
I can't even
but
believe I'm saying
if you put Baker at 4, I would put me personally.
I got him at 4.
I'd put Luck at 5.
See, I don't have Luck at 5. I don't even have my top 10.
You said 15.
I know I have him 15. I really do. And that's why I guess, we're so far away. Which, by the way, is I'm now that you've done this, I've started to open up some different screens to see how different people are.
Well, quarterback is one of the most
crazy.
Confusing fantasy positions you can try to draft. Because, you can wait a while and get a decent one. You can wait a while and get a Phillip Rivers.
I would
Phillip
never.
Rivers,
Oh, dude. Okay, can I just tell you something right now? Russell Wilson is going to be out of control this year. I know he doesn't have Doug, but I think what I'm just saying is, I think, in all honesty, for me to put him there almost broke my heart. Do you know what I mean by that? Because the team depends so much on him, and I think that this is the year where he's going to shine like a madman and go out there and do what he's supposed to do.
So where were you? You were at 4 and you picked Baker, right?
I got Baker at 4, baby.
5. Who's 5?
Man, this is where this was the hardest out of all the picks for me. God, this is I still don't know if I should do this.
Do it, man. Just do it.
All right. I believe this. Just so you know, he was once an MVP candidate. I think he has a running back this year that's going to take off so much pressure. I think he's going to hit the running back out of the backfield, and he's going to catch at least 7 touchdowns out of the backfield. I think his tight end is going to have 8 to 10 touchdowns. I think his wide receivers are going to... I think he throws 30 touchdowns this year. I think he rushes for another 7. I think Cam bleeping Newton has a bounce back year like nobody has seen in a long damn time. Now, again, I want to remind you, this is fantasy football, man. This isn't about anything but fantasy points. And I'm going to tell you what I truly believe. I think he throws the ball for maybe 3,900 yards. I think he has 28 to 30 touchdown passes. And I think he runs for 7 to 9 rushing touchdowns. You give me that, that's number 5 all day long. Now, is that asking for a whole lot? It is, but I want to remind you, his shoulder is healthy for the first time since his MVP season. He's got a different swagger. I mean, he's even dressing weirder than he normally dresses. Like, I think Cam knows something that the rest of the world doesn't. Do you know what I mean by that? So I'm saying to all you people out there in this good old world that we live in, watch the bleep out, because I'm telling you right now, Cam Newton, I think is coming on strong. And what is it? Like, I'm coming on strong, going to get my friction on. Oh, fellas. I got to wrap this thing up really quickly because I'm getting late. Everybody knows this. Now, this is where everybody's going to say this is simple. Carson Wentz. It's all about him staying healthy. Zach Ertz to be the number 1 tight end for me. Carson Wentz has to stay healthy. I think Zach Ertz will end up this year surpassing Travis Kelce. I think Zach Ertz will surpass everybody. I think he catches 130 balls this year at the tight end position because I believe, and yes, I know I went on a tirade about how you need to get a backup because he's never played 16 games. But damn it, it's about time he does, doesn't it? Like, isn't it time for him to play 16 games and be healthy? If Carson Wentz, who just got paid like a big dog, gets paid, Carson, it ain't even no joke, man. It's the real deal, Holyfield. It's flat out you, sir, are number 6. Now, we have to go to, I think, some of the stuff that's starting to get a little bit harder. And this is where people are going to be like, dude, my man Harden, I love you, man, but I think you're starting to lose your mind. And I'm going to tell you, kiss my you-know-what. How can you not put Matt Ryan at number 7? Julio Jones. Dude throws... When has Matt Ryan not thrown for 4,500 yards? When has he not thrown 30 touchdown passes? Like Matt Ryan is a 300 yards a game, 2 touchdown passes. Like, just plug him in. That's what I call consistency, and that's why I call him consistency number 7. Now, other people are going to sit there and say whatever, and then this is where people are going to freak out when I do this. But Big Ben Roethlisberger without Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, Ben throws for 5,000 yards. Did you know that Ben threw for 5,129 yards last year?
Yeah, I mean, he led the league last year, didn't he?
He led the league last year. Did you know he threw for 34 touchdowns? Yeah, Ben was pretty damn good, wasn't he? Guess what he does this year? Oh, by the way, he rushed for 3 touchdowns last year. This year, 5,300 yards because he says, "What's up, Juju? Antonio Brown, this is the finger salute to you." I think he's got something to prove. I think Big Ben comes out in a big damn way. It was hard for me not to put him in front of Matt Ryan. It's just Matt Ryan's consistency. Last but not least, who do I have between Big Ben and Russell? Who do you think it is? Take a guess. Do you have a guess?
Drew Brees.
Damn, you're good. Damn, you are good.
I mean, you can't leave. A lot of people I see have left Drew Brees out of the top 10, and what I would say to them is,
5,000 yards.
Let me get what you're smoking because you are absolutely out of your mind.
Man, listen, he got rid of Mark Ingram. Last year was the first year, by the way, in the last 4 seasons that he didn't. Last year was the first year in the 3 previous, because the 3 previous seasons he threw for over 5,000 yards. I think Drew and New Orleans Saints and Sean and I think Michael Thomas, I think Alvin Kamara is going to catch a lot out of the backfield. I think they pass like a madman. So it goes like this: Patrick Mahomes, number 1, Aaron Rodgers, 2, Deshaun Watson, 3, Baker Mayfield, 4, Cam Newton, 5, Carson Wentz, 6, Matt Ryan, 7, Ben Roethlisberger, 8, Drew Brees, number 9, and Russell Wilson, because he can run it, he can throw it, he can do it all, at number 10. Whatever y'all do, hit me up at the First Bank text line and let me know what you think. This is Johnny Radio's Hour. And this is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Sandbar port side.
What?
Sandbar on port side.
What side?
Port side. The left.
Where?
Port side. The left. Port means left.
Got it. Left.
There's a reason they say curse like a sailor.
Just say left.
Many reasons. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting that Five Ash Roofing is the best roofer in the Memphis area, but did you know we are the only diamond level roofing professional in the area? We are one of very few local roofing companies that have been in business for 20 years. We've never had a justified claim against us. We are locally owned and family operated. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingles. We're experts in insurance claim. We do residential and commercial work. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. We support local youth sports and St. Jude's. We have worked with churches and veteran services to help those in need by providing services at a deep discount or even for free. We are currently working with Young Life to give them a free roof on the historic log cabin in Germantown. Five Ash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
If you're the owner of a company and you're tired of a dirty office building, or maybe you're tired of dirty restrooms, or floors and carpets that are filthy, or windows that you can't even see through, I've got a solution. Let Trinity be your cleaning solution. Trinity Professional Services. They're putting professionalism back in cleaning. They specialize in stripping and waxing and buffing floors, in cleaning carpet. Just make it seem like it's spring outside. Window cleaning where you see through and everything shines. Commercial janitorial services specializing in final construction cleaning. Hey, the people that own this company, they are big construction people. They know what needs to be done. So if you would like it done the right way, call Todd Pope or Tommy Ferrari, the former Tiger quarterback, at 833-6773. 833-6773. It's Trinity. They're your cleaning solution.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead.
Don't head back to Tennessee, Jet. A couple of people texted in and said, man, I can't believe you don't have Kyler Murray up in the top 10. He's going to be running it and throwing it and doing all kinds of things, Harden. He might.
But I would say,
let's give
him a chance to perform.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you one thing. He could be a second-round pick for me. A second quarterback pick, and a backup, and maybe hope and pray that he reaches some unbelievable potential. But I am not going to put my fantasy hard-earned money in my fantasy league and draft my quarterback as Kyler Murray number 1. Now, if he comes out and goes Patrick Mahomes, those 50 touchdowns, you can text back into me and tell me how stupid I am. John Harden, you're such a dummy. I told you. Do it. Sure, fine. That's cool with me. But I'm going to tell you right now, I just don't believe it. I had a couple other people, and including Gabe Kuhn, ask me, how are you so down on Andrew Luck? How are you so down on Andrew Luck? Blah, 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 blah. It's not that I'm down on Andrew Luck, man. Dude missed the entire 2017 season with a shoulder injury, okay? He also had off-season shoulder surgery to fix it after last year, getting through last year, and did a great job, but he wasn't 100%. So now he says his shoulder's fine. But then all of a sudden they say he has a calf injury. And then it was a foot injury. And now it's a high ankle sprain. So all I'm trying to tell you is Andrew Luck starting to feel like Andrew broke down. And that's... I am saying Andrew Luck, if he stays healthy, I guarantee you, unequivocally, if he plays 16 games this year, he's going to be a top 10 easy. But I don't believe that Andrew Luck is going to play 16 games this season. I don't know what's going on with Andrew Luck. I might 100% be wrong. Indianapolis fans, you can beat me up later. But believe it or not, I got more faith in the oft-injured Cam Newton, who I feel like for the first time is coming back from a banged-up shoulder that just basically destroyed last year. I think he's going to be healthy. I think he's finally going to be the Cam Newton that we remember from that MVP season during Super Bowl 50 that we got to see Peyton Manning right off into the sunset. So I think this stuff is going to happen. But anyway, I could talk about this stuff all day long. Thank you so much to, my good friends that support us. And I got to thank my buddy Bill at iBuy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. He always does things for me. He does things for everybody all over the city. He helps Susan G. Komen. He helps so many people do so many things. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. Keep Right Donuts, by for all the people this morning, just to say thank you for all that we do for him. Well, thank you for all that you do for us, Bill. And again, any house, any area as is. It's really as simple as that. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call Bill at I Buy Houses. I promise you, you're going to be glad that you did. Whatever y'all do, though, let's go down to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Where do we start with Access Hardwood?
I have a great place to start. I was hoping you'd ask me. I am chomping at the bit on this one. Did you hear about Mike Tyson and the weed he smokes?
Huh?
Did you hear about this?
No,
this is brand new, huh? Mike Tyson on his podcast, which he named Hot Boxing with Tyson. Pretty
This
funny.
is hilarious.
It's a really good one, by the way. It's a really good name.
Hot
Good
Boxing
Lord.
with Tyson.
It's
How did
about
I not
weed and
come up with
boxing.
this?
Great. But when
by the
they
way,
asked,
it does sound counterintuitive, by the way. I've never gotten stoned and wanted to go box.
Oh, well, yeah, but
it is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
cool.
know what you're saying, but
So
go ahead.
his co-host is NFL.
I've never
former,
gotten stoned, by the way.
Is a
Gabe.
former NFL player, Eben Britton. I don't know if you know him. But anyway, they asked how much on the podcast that they smoke a month. And the response was about $40,000 worth of pot they smoke a month. And when he said, in tons, how much they have, because he has a ranch. They have a 40-acre ranch, a marijuana farm and resort, right? He said we smoke 10 tons of weed at the ranch per month.
Hey, do you think that they're hiring?
Right?
Like,
I mean, maybe.
I'll
I
go
don't know.
produce their show.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a lot of fun. I think me and Mike would have a great time talking to Mike Tyson voice.
We smoke 40,000.
See, we smoke for man, I can't do it, dude.
It's only Mike Tyson's the only one who can do it.
Dude, he's so good.
I
though.
think we just embarrassed ourselves by even trying, right?
Yeah, we probably did. But dude, $40,000 worth of weed.
10 tons.
You think Cheech and Chong are like, damn?
Cheech and Chong can't touch those numbers.
By the way, you know that big old joint that they smoked in Cheech and Chong, where the cop pulled him over and he's like, "You keep on knocking, but you can't come in." And then he asking for his license, and he looks at the cop and he goes, "Ain't it on the back of the car, man?" That's just still one of my favorite things.
Is this the one where they're sitting in the median?
Yeah, this is when they were sitting in the median. But still, my all-time favorite, just like little snippet. Did you see the girl, like the dude, for some reason, like spilt a bunch of Clorox or Ajax, and for some reason he was bored and he like cut it up in lines, just like talking. And all of a sudden, this girl walks by, and I was like, "Man, where have you been my whole life?" And she pulls out this tutor and she goes Clorox, and her face goes banana sandwiches. It is so funny. I don't know why I laugh at stupid stuff like that, but I do. And I am stupid,
but going through 10 tons of weed, I mean,
how do you even?
I don't even think some of the biggest pot smokers. You talk about Snoop Dogg, you talk about Joe Montana.
Yeah,
I don't think they go through that in a lifetime, bro.
Dude,
like
in a lifetime, Snoop probably. Yeah,
I think they're exaggerating. Personally,
I think they are exaggerating to make themselves sound cool. But I did see this thing on. By the way, did you see them where they put like a pound of weed in that thing and they got the whole place high with that like vent,
like a vacuum deal? Where,
yeah. Like that was that. That's called hot boxing, by the way. How did we get on this?
Mike Tyson. Man.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson. You're the bomb, by the way. By the way, Mike Tyson, who loves smoking weed, he went and talked to Alabama, by the way, this week. Did you know that?
I saw Stephen A. Smith.
What do you mean?
Talk to Bama.
Oh no.
Mike Tyson went too.
He went and talked with
God,
Nick Saban. I'm serious. I'm not on drugs, man.
They're getting some good guests in there to talk to the team.
Dude, what do you think Tyson was? Hey, let's see. Don't smoke weed. Don't buy a tiger.
Don't bite someone's ear off.
Here it is. Don't bite somebody's ear off. Like, there it is right here. So you didn't even believe me, did you? Yep, told you. Alabama invited Mike Tyson. And by the way, Nick Saban said he was captivated by Mike Tyson's speech. The former heavyweight champion of the world.
Hey man, truth be told, Mike Tyson may be a crazy character, but he does have some knowledge that he's passed down over the years.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
He has some things that he has said and done that really have been mind blowing.
No, he did. He told a lot of good stories, especially about his like crazy doppelganger and just it's crazy. In fact, I'm going to tweet right now at Johnny_radio. Go check out the Mike Tyson interview with Alabama. It is absolutely interesting. But yeah, I don't know how I got to that. Oh yeah, because Nick Saban's bringing Stephen A. Smith down there to talk to him. He's bringing Mike Tyson. Like, when you go to Alabama, who do you not talk to?
But I mean, personally, would those be your first choices of guests to bring in? Probably not for me.
Not for me,
Probably
no.
not for me. But you know what? They are high profile. They do have knowledge to pass down. And I guess Nick Saban likes them.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. And they like to win, and Nick wins. So, yeah, they do a bunch of crazy stuff down there, don't they? Now, speaking of crazy stuff, can we talk about this? I've been waiting for a while. I said this after the first episode. Hard Knocks sucks. Like, let's just be real, people. Go ahead and tell them. They suck. I don't know what
I want to reserve a little bit of judgment.
No, they suck.
I think we're 2 episodes in. They haven't gotten to the meat of everything yet.
They haven't got to the meat of the... Man.
Come on.
I'm going to tell you right now. This is
But
worse.
let's be real. They haven't.
Dude, last
No
night...
one's gotten cut. There's been no problems yet besides the Antonio Brown deal.
Sports Center has been more entertaining, and I've learned more about the Raiders from the NFL Network and watching their live practices than Hard Knocks this year. I'm being dead serious. How sad is it that the little NFL Network with that blonde and Steve Mariucci and whoever that other guy is, I don't know why he's even on there, never played football, definitely not funny. How did he get a job? Whose daddy is he? I know that you got to know who I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
If I had a name,
I'll show it to you. I'll show it. Dude, you wouldn't know his name because he's such a loser.
Yeah. See,
Anyway, point is, let's just get real. How bad can it get any worse realistically? Like all I saw was John Gruden mic'd up. In fact, the most exciting thing from Hard Knocks realistically was the news that college Hard Knocks is on the horizon. And if they really do get Washington State, I will watch that because I will watch Mike Leach read the newspaper and go to the restaurant.
Did you
because
watch
he's so
Last
funny.
Chance U?
Yes, of course.
What's better, Hard Knocks, Last Chance U?
Right now, Last Chance U.
I agree. And I honestly, I thought the Raiders would be way better than they have been so far. But at the same time,
dude, Richie Incognito and
he's such a nice guy,
Vontaze
apparently.
Yeah. Dude, this whole thing's stupid. It's about as stupid as like this whole Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Zeke Elliott situation. And I'm going to tell you right now, if these guys don't realize that they need each other, all 3 of them should be slapped upside the head. If it is true, and I don't know what's true, and I want to know, what do you think? Do you think this is the front office of the Dallas Cowboys releasing this to the media to try to make these 3 look bad by saying, we've offered all 3 guys top 5 salaries in the league? Or, and then Dak coming out and like hearing that he wants closer to $35 million. I'm going to tell you right now, I think that Jerry Jones and then would have to be like hitting one of those Cheech and Chong joints or doing the Ajax.
Doing the Mike Tyson.
Doing the Mike Tyson to give $35 million to Dak Prescott, yo.
I think $30 million's overpaid.
I do too.
And he denied it. So I can't help him. But at the same time, I do think I read a report that Jerry Jones in the front office leaked that he wanted $40 million to make him look like he was being selfish. And I could totally see that. I really can. It seems like a power move from Jerry Jones's part.
Well, all I know is that it's all just crazy, to be honest with you. I want to ask you, in 2020, who has more to prove? LeBron James, Steph Curry, Antonio Brown, Carson Wentz, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden.
Run that back again.
Who has the most to prove in 2020 coming up? Is it in basketball, the duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis out in LA? Is it the duo of Russell Westbrook and Harden down in Houston? Is it basically Steph, who's finally kind of by himself and going to have to lead in the Golden State Warriors and be that man? Or is it Antonio Brown who's left Pittsburgh to be the man? To go out there and be the man? Or could it be Carson Wentz, who they got rid of a Super Bowl winning quarterback, gave him a boatload of money to stay with Philadelphia? Out of all those athletes,
What do you think?
Who do you think's feeling the most pain, the most pressure?
What do you think?
I would honestly,
because I wouldn't say LeBron, because I don't think LeBron really cares anymore. Like, as far as like the pressure being felt, I don't know if he really cares.
see, I think he does. I think he wants that. He wants the Michael Jordan.
AD has some proving to do.
Mhm.
I think more than anybody, you look at Russell Westbrook and Harden.
Harden,
They got to
yep.
get something done, man, if they ever want to win a championship.
Dude, they are right now like those dudes that are like, what are you? Are you just great at putting up numbers? Are you winners? Or are you just numbers? You know, are you all about numbers, or can you get W's? I feel like Harden and Russell Westbrook have a lot to prove, but I also feel like Carson Wentz, the amount of money that they gave that man, and to get rid of Nick Foles, and then bring up a backup quarterback who already got injured in the preseason, I feel like Carson Wentz has got to know that this is a team that's ready to win right now. It's them or the Dallas Cowboys. It's them or the Dallas Cowboys out of that East. And you know it. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that young man. I mean, this is a guy who could have been an MVP candidate one year, and then all of a sudden has all those injuries. Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl.
And we can't hide the fact that he is playing in Philadelphia, one of
A
the
very-
toughest sports towns to possibly play in.
Now, I wanted to ask you a question that was a little bit more off the cuff. Out of all the people I talked about, does Tom Brady still have anything to prove?
To himself.
Other
I mean,
than-
he
it's
clearly
42. It's all about him. It's you know,
he doesn't have to prove anything to me. man.
like it's 6. It's good. If he won a 7th ring, would you put him up there with Bill Russell?
Can I throw a hot take out there real quick?
Throw it.
Calling Tom Brady the GOAT is like calling Bill Russell the GOAT. Because Tom Brady,
He's
yes,
not Michael Jordan.
Yes, no. People call him GOAT as if he's my MJ. You know what I mean?
He is
and when
more-
realistically, the past couple championships he's won have been very defensive oriented, and he's gotten to run the ball. You look at last year, he ran the ball, man.
Go look at all of his championships. How many have they won by? Like what? They have like what? The first
Hey, what
4
was the score of
championships won by
last year?
come on 6 points.
What was last year's score of the Super Bowl?
Dude, I can't remember.
14-3 or something like that.
Yeah, it was
14-6?
low scoring, but that's not
exactly.
Yeah,
but
defense.
Defense.
He did do the offense with Atlanta in the second half. And they did great there. But aside from that, you know, the greatest show on turf, that was a very defensive-oriented game, but he did make that drive, and Vinatieri kicked the field goal. The one against Carolina, I still laugh at. They were so much better than. No, it's very interesting, very, very interesting hot take that you just made. He is more Bill Russell than he is Michael Jordan, I would say. But you know what? We got a lot to talk about. Hit us up at 67129. You always know 901-406-1101 is my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. You also know what? When you want insurance, MemphisFarmers.com. Tell my buddy Chad Gatlin what's up. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and ConnectKey app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I'm gonna give me a woolly mammoth, baby. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. He's right there on the other side looking at me all so cute. Memphis' very own Gabe Kuhn. How lucky am I?
Did you just call me cute?
Yeah, man, I'm being nice.
I'm concerned.
That's all right. I mean, hey, a lot of 300-pound linemen don't get to be called cute very often. I was trying to give you something new, Like, that's something safe for kittens. It's probably the biggest dude ever called cute before, especially by another dude.
We're doing groundbreaking stuff
on live
that
radio.
And colonoscopies
on live radio. So, how was your day? Colonoscopy was great.
Said no one ever.
Said no one. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, in all honesty, I'm being dead serious. I told y'all I wanted to give 2 tips. One, if you live in Memphis. And you might live or in the Mid-South. If you can hear me, you could be down in Jackson, Tennessee, and down in Jackson, Mississippi. You could be over in Arkansas. You're in the Mid-South. You could be over at Tunica on 96.1. Who knows? You're everywhere listening to us. By the way, you could be listening to us worldwide, like my buddy Cole, who's out in Seattle, listening to us on the Sports 56 app. He said, what's up? And by the way, my buddy Blake just said, give me a shout-out, homie. I'm listening to you, too. Blake says he wants a shout-out. Oh! I got to give a big old shout out to my girl, Brittany. She says she's listening too, John. Thanks. Brittany, I got you. I love you. And by the way, happy birthday tomorrow, Brittany.
But where do shout outs stop? If you start giving shout outs,
I know. I just started to notice. Everybody wants one. Hey, I'm going to give you a shout out. I love you too. But listen, this is very important because these are things that we all have to learn. What were you just talking about? Because I'm going to explain it in one aspect. You started the segment off with what?
What? Colonoscopies? Wait. What? I don't know. What did I start it off with?
No. Yes, and that's what I wanted you to get to.
Okay.
And this is where you're going to laugh because I didn't want you to say colonoscopy so, I guess, shy and scared. I wanted to say
colonoscopy.
I want to teach all the people that hear me 2 very important, crucial issues. One, if you are a chef or a grill master, you don't grill barbecue in the Mid-South and call up your buddy and say, yo, I'm grilling some ribs, because I'm going to tell you a secret. Central Barbecue has 4 great locations, downtown, midtown, Central, Summer. They're the bomb diggity. It's the best barbecue you'll ever have. They have smoked chicken, smoked turkey. Oh, by the way, school's starting back. Buy their smoked turkey in bulk. Your children will love you. Make those turkey sandwiches out of their turkey. It is just it's at a different level. It will. Oh, I love them. Heck, I'll come and eat their sandwiches. But anyway, Central Barbecue is simply the best. But this is two things I want to teach everybody in this city. Every person who is a colonoscopy doctor and every person who thinks they can grill out. Listen to me. This is crucial. Do not talk to a patient when you're giving him a colonoscopy. He doesn't want to know about your life, and he doesn't want to be your friend with so bad it's not even funny. And by the way, eye contact is a no-no.
Put your fingers away over there.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You got your fingers out.
Eye contact is not cool either. Like, I don't want you to look at me. No eye contact. I don't want to watch it on video either. The other thing, don't grill ribs. Like, ribs are one of the hardest things in the world to cook. They're one of my favorite food in the world to eat, especially when they're done right. Like, if you smoke them for 36 hours, you cook them like Central Barbecue does, it's fall off the bone delicious. You cook them like, we'll call him Dale. Let me tell you what it is. It's like chewing burnt rubber, and it's disgusting. So the two things that we've learned today, if you want barbecue and you want it right, don't cook it. You're in Memphis. Just go to Central Barbecue and you'll thank me later, and so will your guests. They'll love me. And also, if you're a doctor and you do colonoscopies, please don't talk to your patients during the procedure, and do not under any circumstance make eye contact and ask them, so, what do you do for a living? Because I'm going to tell you what, they don't want to talk to you, homie. And I don't want to eat anybody's ribs but Central Barbecues. Wow. That was a great spot. What do you think? What do you think? Like,
you almost called me
I almost
Drew.
called
I
you
heard
Drew.
that, but it's cool.
I did. It's
That's
okay.
Cool. I think
I see Drew right there, by the way. Like, or that's not Drew. That's
he just
Brett.
walked out. He just walked out.
Oh, he just walked out. I was about to
it's
say,
fine.
wow.
He's around. He's around.
I did
But
see
no, that
him.
was a great spot, man.
That was a good spot,
And
right?
you're just teaching lessons, right?
And a guy just
Don't
came
cook
in.
your ribs.
Oh,
all right?
I got a
And
great one.
Colonoscopies, don't talk to me while I'm getting it, even though I don't have to get one for a while.
One guy came out and said, listen, this is very important. He said, John, I know you do drugs. Thanks. Nice way to start off the sentence. Cam Newton is a huge bust. Whoa, Cam Newton's a huge bust? Maybe. Or might Cam Newton be the guy who comes back and goes banana sandwiches, huh? He had career lows and career lows. Like, he was so bad last year. I really feel like it had to do with his injury. If you think Cam Newton is like as bad as he was last year, let's just be real. Come on, man. Cam Newton's going to do a great job, I think, this year. And the fact is also his average draft position, he's the 12th quarterback coming off the board. So most people are picking him as a second-round quarterback. And you can laugh because I have Cam all the way up. Where did I have him? I have Cam I have him 5. And his average is he's the 12th quarterback. Believe it or not, did you know Kyler Murray is higher than Cam Newton?
I see, but I don't
In the
know
one I'm
how.
looking at.
I don't know how.
I
at
don't
this
either.
point. just
I
think
don't
that's-
get it. I think it's
that's
crazy.
Purely speculative. That's wild.
I think it's absolutely insane. And yes, my I'm gonna hold these all year long.
But I will say, man, when you talk about fantasy, Kyler Murray is about as perfect of a quarterback as you could possibly get, just because of his running ability.
The one thing that it will scare you, and even his coach has said, I don't want him running the ball 100 times. I don't want him.
Oh no! But I'm saying just the ability to do that.
But see, the thing about Cam Newton, though, we do want him running the ball 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want Cam Newton to run for like 10 touchdowns, and I want him to rush for like 700 yards and have a crazy Cam Newton type year. Because that's why I have him ranked so high. By the way, the simple fact, how far, and anybody, I just wanted to send this in. Somebody said something that I thought was a little bit rude. They said, how disgusting. Stephen A. Smith and Mike Tyson coming to talk to Alabama. Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't know about the Stephen A. Smith. I don't know what your issue is with that. For me, I will say, though, the Mike Tyson, at least, I think it's great because you have to understand when you look up to somebody and you respect that person, or you played their video game, or you hold them in a high character, and then they stand in front of you and tell you, hey, don't make the same mistakes that I did. There's power and weight behind that. Mike Tyson telling you not to do something has a lot more weight than John Harden telling you not to do something. I can promise you that. So I don't look at the situation in the same. I look at it as, Nick Saban caring about his kids and them seeing somebody that they respect, and him coming in and saying, don't let anger control you. Anger is the most dangerous thing that can happen to a young man. And he says anger almost cost him his life and almost cost him to be locked up for the rest of his life. So I think that's a very valuable lesson. And again, I can talk about anger all day long, can't I, Gabe? Is it going to really resonate with an Alabama football player? Probably not. But you know what? Mike Tyson coming in there talking about that, sure as hell is going to resonate, I think. Now, I'm going to sit there and say goodbye because I know who's going to resonate with you, and that's Dave Woloshin and my good buddy Brett Norsworthy. And remember, Central Barbecue is simply the best. Chad Gatlin plays no game. MemphisFarmers.com. Bill, man, just 901-406-1101. We don't play no games with Bill. He buys all houses, any area, as is. Simple as that. And for all you doctors out there, no eye contact. And don't talk to me during the colonoscopy. Get out there. Make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
Family Leisure is celebrating the end of summer with the appropriately titled End of Summer Liquidation Sale. You can get pools for as low as $19.99, patio furniture starting at $12.99, and swim spas, they begin at $99.99. Don't forget to ask about fast installation because there's still enough summer left to enjoy these deals during the End of Summer Liquidation Sale happening now at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.